Would you mind, please? I receive various requests, over email, of the form would you mind please? Or would you please mind? With and without punctuation. Neither of these sound quite right to my native A/Californian ear. Would you mind, please provide some details for us to capture the steps required for future requests? Would you please mind providing some details for us to capture the steps required for future requests? Are these grammatically correct? Is there a better way to express these? Is the please necessary and in what position in the sentence?
Would you mind providing some details, please? Is perhaps the more correct and slightly more formal way of rephrasing your question. Well, the example given by unorthodox grammar is just as good, and slightly less formal. If you don't mind, would you please provide some details? The please is optional in either place, as the would you mind conveys enough politeness in my opinion, but it wouldn't hurt to add it in. It would usually come immediately before the action that you are asking the other person to do, i.e. please provide, or tagged onto the very end of the question. If you have quite a long sentence, the please can be placed at the end of the clause where the actual request is made, to avoid waiting for the end of a very long sentence. Would you mind providing some details please, for us to capture the steps required for future requests? Alternatively, would you mind? Could you, please, provide some details? Is a bit more conversational. Not something you would write in a formal email. Both of the examples you gave I have seen written or heard in everyday conversation, and yes, they do look/sound slightly odd constructions. If you are making the request in an imperative, but still polite manner, the please can come at the beginning of the request. Please provide some details for us too.
These sound like typical non-native emails. I experience and work with them regularly. Would you mind on a permission level sits like this? Would you mind if we continued the meeting this afternoon? And on a favor level like this? Would you mind continuing the meeting this afternoon? The first you'd use in a more formal situation, due to the second being more friendly in its approach. Your second example sentence is more appropriate, though I would drop the please. It gives the email request a certain I'm using please because I've already asked this before and nothing's been done about it feeling. Hope this helps.
The intention is to express a request in a polite way. But besides being unnecessary, it makes for an awkward sentence. Please followed by the request is sufficient.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.